Hello. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd of 2021, and it is a couple weeks post. So my third rebirth day was July 24th, so happy rebirth day to me. I still have yet to go celebrate. We were celebrating our cousin's wedding, so congrats again, Lee and Jessica. So yeah, 3 years post stem cell transplants, and we're doing okay. I physically have gained, I think, all of my pre-illness weight back. My hair is, coming along well. It needs a trim. But yeah, most of my hair's grown back. Some of it grows like at different speeds, which is, I know not all hair just grows all at the same time, but it's just something to point out, I suppose. But people don't think about it. Like, I forgot. Oh, like somebody like just had a baby and they're like wondering why like their hair is all like in one spot on their head. It's like once you start cutting the baby's hair, like you'll even it out. It just doesn't like grow straight out or like all at once like a flower, in their petals. Like they don't just get all their hair. So yeah, so that, those things, those have been normal. I've been dealing with fatigue and lack of motivation a lot, mostly, it has a lot to do with my depression and anxiety. Going through all of what I went through, I somehow came out the other end. Like, I felt like I've grown in a lot of places, but I also need to realize that I lost myself in a lot of places. This is what Googling your therapy does too. Like I have someone that I saw maybe twice, and it's because Medicare was able to cover it. And sorry, I keep turning my dogs outside, which I hate to even. You guys missed all that. I gotta fill you in on that. So we lost Zool on June 25th. Whew. My best friend. And it's really been killing me, but my mom had a dog that she was just really graceful enough to let me have because she's keeping me smiling and moving, and she gets me motivated some days, and it's nice. So, yeah, sorry. I didn't know I was gonna react like that, but now I kind of forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, we lost Zool. I was apologizing because I kept looking back because of my other dog, Sophie. Physical. So I guess, yeah, we might as well just get into the mental part of it. At the drop of a dime, I can cry. I feel this extremeness. We were talking about me understanding that I came out stronger in some sense, and then it's like I did lose things in another sense, and I'm really trying to focus on getting those losses back or even gaining skills that I didn't have before. I think I've always struggled to I was always really good at just like stuffing things down and pretending things were okay. And I've grown now enough and have gone through enough that I don't need to eat a shit sandwich all the time. I don't need to follow somebody else's agenda. I need to set boundaries, and A lot of that is the key to happiness, and not really relying on people to treat me a certain way. It's just that if they disrespect me, or if they, you know, do something that's unforgivable, I don't surround myself with them. It makes it a little tough when it's family, um, or the husband's family. It gets, because there's, that's not only my life, it's also his life. But I think a lot of this is just the part about like growing up and getting older, and all the things that I've put off, I guess, growing when I was younger, that I have to learn to grow now. So controlling my feelings is really difficult. An experience I just recently had. Since I've left my job that I had, I don't like calling it a job because I really felt like I was going to make that a career, and hopefully retire, or at least, it was my long-term plan to work there. And once I got sick, I couldn't get better fast enough. Business moves on, they got to move on, whatever. But like every job after that I found is like, I end up finding some crazy fucking psycho that we don't get along for whatever reason. It's like I can get along with them, I think, because I can just eat the shit and shove it down for so long. But like eventually I get too full and I end up saying something, and then that's not perceived well, and then we have to part ways. So, for example, I worked at this large department store that is literally on every corner, and it's not Walmart. Truthfully, I think it's just a Midwest store, actually. So, I worked there for short term after I had to leave my other job because of other crazy fucking issues. But so I ended up working at this department store. I've had experience in my job, or the position that I was working, a lot longer than anybody else, except for maybe my manager and a couple of the other managers. But when I first got hired in, they wanted me to go to other stores and actually train people. I tested second highest in the class. The only other person that tested higher than me was a manager. So it's like I definitely understood my job, and I actually left there. How long did I work there? So I wasn't allowed to get apprehensions, until I was certified. So I had been certified for maybe 60 days, and I had like 20 when I left, it was a good thing. It was showing I was productive and whatever. And meanwhile, while I'm producing and I'm just chugging along doing my job, I find out that my manager, he goes on vacation for 2 weeks, asks for my feedback about the woman that I'm working with, and I let him know that she didn't show up for 2 emergency situations, and spoke about her narrative not reading right. And so when he came back, he let that coworker know that I said that she needs to do this and she needs to do that, like coming from me, like as if I went to my manager and told her like you need to do this and need to do that, like rah, rah, rah. So I confronted him, and mind you, he is a 40-year-old, 12-year-old. And what I mean by that is like he doesn't believe in responsibilities, showing up on time to work, We would get people in the apprehension room, and he loved to yell at them and belittle them about their God. But he used to be a minister, so he used to mentor a lot of people. So don't forget about that, because he was such a great guy. So yeah, he talked about me. I confronted him about it, and I told him he was absolutely wrong for doing that, and he said he was sorry. I go in from over the weekend, because I'd worked 11 days straight, and I got a 3-day weekend, and I come back to work, and he's trying to say how sorry he still really is about what had happened, and about how checked out he's been, and he just hates his job. And I said, yeah, I can tell that. And I'm not doing anything other than agreeing with what he says and letting him know that I can tell that. And then he starts prodding me with questions in which I respond honestly. So then he starts attacking me verbally, and then throwing it in my face that I have cried on 2 occasions that I found they were really difficult for me to confront him about, when it had to do with traumatic triggers, and the fact that he was treating me unfairly. I was really upset about that, and I thought the conversation went well after he understood what it meant to me to be treated the same. But so he ended up saying that I'm not mentally stable for my position because I don't know when to not stop crying, or I cry too much. It went under investigation, in which the regional, they fucking fired me. It's fucking bullshit. So I guess what all that whole long story is there's still fucking assholes out there. Crying's not a bad thing. I can understand that if it's affecting your work, which it wasn't. I wasn't apprehending people in tears or even interviewing, and nowhere around people. Just fucking stupid. So yeah, people are assholes. Yeah, I am emotional. I am sensitive. I'm finding I'm highly sensitive to rejection, and I have to work on that. And with that comes, unfortunately, a physical response, and that's my heart. My heart breaks. It feels like I can feel this throb from my heart down my arm, and into my palm. It's incredible. The throb and the overwhelming feeling that comes with it. But so dealing with that, yeah, a lot of emotions. I do contribute a lot of it to going through what I went through. I'm grateful again for everything that happened, and how the things happened the way that they did. Still hard for me to sleep some days, especially when it's getting close to a scan. I was supposed to do a scan in July. However, I lost my benefits when Meyer told me, the last company I worked for told me that I was going to be eligible for benefits in 30 days. So I had to notify the state, or Social Security, that I no longer will be needing Medicare, blah blah blah. No longer had insurance, expecting the insurance, and then that's when all that happened. So now I have to wait. I do have another job. I'm starting it here soon. I'm completely ready to just start on a brand new foot. It's very familiar or similar to the last job I had before I got sick. And I'm really hoping that mindset and in that environment will be able to foster a person like me and give me something to focus on, and so I can just kind of get back to where I was. But better, maybe, So, all right, enough rambling and talking. Happy belated rebirth day to me. Still going strong. Take care of yourselves. I hope everyone out there is doing well. And talk to you guys soon. Take care.